Hey everyone, how you all doing? Richard Branham here. So, months ago, about a year ago, I started to, confront people about using the words insane or crazy about things that were actually astonishingly beautiful, wonderful, seizing the imagination. I just wanted to encourage people to use words that were beneficial to the actual situation that was taking place. Because when you look up the word insanity or crazy in the dictionary, you're going to find that creativity is got nothing to do with insanity or craziness. So now I want to share something new with you. I've been hearing this, listening, not hearing, but listening, well, both. People use the word be or being often. I mean, I've heard it from Dave Rubin, from Candace Owens, from Jordan Peterson. I mean, it's a habit. And don't look online. Merriam-Webster isn't owned by Merriam-Webster anymore. All right, they're owned by a leftist corporation. All right, so they're changing the meaning of words. I mean, you can try to look it up, but I actually have the written dictionary, the book. It's from the 50s, and I also have an etymological dictionary. So I want you to look up online, if you can, and find the word be or being and look at what it means. So the word be or being means is or iso. When you look up the word is or iso, what you're going to find is divinity. That's innate, all right? We are all born with the divine spark of the universe or Christness within. So when people say you're being this or that, in some cases that might be somewhat true. But what if you're doing something like rioting or Black Lives Matter or Antifa or some other kind of violence? That's not being. That's ego. Now, in its basic meaning, ego and consciousness are equal to each other. However, as we all know, I mean, most of us know, is that the ego is malleable. And when people identify with victimness, and that's their attractive identity, because we're all a magnet, that's their attractive identity, then what they're doing is they're drawing anything that creates the manifestation or the appearance of victimness. So let's back up, right? So be or being is, I'll show it to you on my whiteboard here. Being is the same thing as the spark or fire of divinity within. So the only time when you're being, you're acting as a gracious giver, a sharer, like we're not doing here. Right now, my being is presenting to you this information. The reverse would be the ego, which needs to be changed, should be changed, and to stop that behavior. And when you're in, I wish I could show this to you, but it's really difficult. When you're in isness is isomorphed, all right? Which means you're identifying, you're acting out the integrity of your divine spark, which is your behavior. And the divine spark is actually you're operating within the context of principle. Principle is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4 is equal to utopia. Is equal to love. sharing, compassion, patience, understanding, intelligence. So to be able to explain to people in a compassionate fashion the error in their processes, which goes right to the hypothalamus, which goes to the pituitary, which goes to the secretion of dopamine, which goes to the pleasure principle neurological system, and everybody is enjoying being around you. See the difference? And when people are out there, cussing and swearing and pushing critical race theory, oh God, it's so foul. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Black Lives Matter, all the violence, all this hate speak about, everything's racism because they don't have any argument. They can't argue, all right? And the beauty of it is when we act according to principle, which is the same thing as acting in integrity, isomorphed to our divine principle in be divinity. That's good. Be divinity. Have. Act with integrity. So all I'm asking you to do is just check yourself, and I've been doing it for a while now, trying to come up with creative words to replace the word be and only use be in the correct, what would be the word? Well, the correct imagination or navigation for people to go and then think. Critical thinking is a good thing. Critical thinking is a good thing. Critical race theory is not a good thing. But critical thinking is a good thing. So all I'm asking you to do is check the word be and why you're using it. Because people are not being when they're creating something that doesn't please themselves or the community or their family. That's not beingness. That's not isomorphic behavior. Isomorphic behavior is doing what I'm doing. I'm sharing my heart and asking people to check what you're saying, because beauty, love, compassion, patience, creativity on any kind of a scale, small or large, is acting in isomorphic behavior. What should I say? What's his name? Oh, Partridge. So check out Origins, all right? Origins is Eric Partridge's book on the origins of words, which means Eric Partridge checks the history of words, and they're the elders of the words. How did this word come to be? Because words, in a sense, are very valuable because they engage the creative imagination. It's like when you read a book. What does the book do? The book enlightens us to new levels of understanding and engages our imagination. It engages our creative parts, our androgyny, and it creates it engages our what do I call it? Our I don't want to use our constructs. Let me get some help here. me put on my other set of glasses, my other set of eyes. It engages our inhibitions, our ignorances, our allegiances, our choices, and our precepts. And finally, not least, it engages our reducing valve. Our imagination is a reducing valve. So when we get ideas, depending on what we relate to, the idea could be small or it could be huge. And the divinity, the isomorph we identify with, gives us, out of love, ideas that we engage with. That is our beingness, and that is expandable. So all I'm asking you to do is check yourself and be careful how we use the word be. To use the word be in erroneous behavior, that's not being. To use the word be in imagination to expand our family, environment, and our community, that is being. So just a curiosity. Check it out. Thank you. Have a great day. And you know what? Let's do this. Let's spread love, spread compassion, spread imagination, encouragement, compassion, and creativity. Have a great day. Thank you.